get started, we would like here a new interesting podcast. Ian and I would like to send our condolences out to the family and friends of professional wrestler Ricky Dunlap. He was only 31 years old. He was a loving man and with a long career in local wrestling. He went under the names of Wild Wyndham, the French Cactus, and Ricky the Janitor. Most famously known as Ricky the Janitor for many promotions here in Chicagoland area and more. He leaves behind his father, his three sisters, and brother, and we extend our condolences out to them.
Rest in peace, Ricky. And thank you for everything you have taught me in the ring and outside of the ring. Unfortunately, he's not the only person I lost this past weekend. I also lost my little cousin, Cesar Escobedo. Yeah, I never thought I was gonna lose a little cousin. You're always thinking about losing a family, your parents, your brother, your siblings, that you don't really think about losing a cousin. And once it happens, it's like, wow, it's extremely painful. A lot of people knew him as Caesar. A lot of people knew him as Slim B, a little nickname for him. So rest in peace, Cesar. Yeah, we're gonna miss you, bro. What up, Ever? What's
What's up,
popping?
Ian? Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
I'm sorry you have to see me cry.
No, that's all right, man. That's
That's
all
why
right. No,
we
I
had
get it though.
that's why we had to cut through the intro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so today's topic, PWI. What does that stand for? I have no
Pro
idea.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. They've been doing it for years. I think since the 90s, 80s, 90s. They've been doing like
Interesting.
top 500 lists. So that's pretty
So
interesting.
what's the issue, Ever? You have a problem with this list?
I don't know. I mean, I looked it over. I'm like, where's Seth Rollins? He's not even in the top 10. He pretty much carried everybody on his back. There's no John Moxley in the top 10
So
because
so so let me ask you this. Are you upset because there's certain people that aren't on the top 10, or do you not like who's already on it?
I'm not a. I mean, I love every wrestler that's on the list, but I just don't agree like the top 10. What I mean?
So there's certain people that shouldn't be on the top 10.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard mixed feelings about that too, because I think the number 10 is Jonathan Gruesome. Am I correct?
Jonathan. Yeah. 10th is Johnny. I'll go over them. I'll go 10 to 1. 10th
Okay.
is Jonathan Grisham.
Grisham.
Ninth is Big E.
Mm-hmm.
Eighth is El Hijo de Vikingo.
Okay.
Um, Seven is Brian Danielson. Wait, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, 6 is Cody Rhodes.
Six is Cody Rhodes. Fifth is Bobby Lashley. Fourth is Adam Page. Third is CM Punk. Second is Kushida Okada, and first is Roman Reigns.
And so John Moxley, he's number 12.
Yeah,
Matt Cardona. This is the crazy part. Matt Cardona. At least he's in the top 20, but he is number 13.
yeah.
Josh Alexander, he is number 14. Seth freaking Rollins is number 17. Adam Cole is 18. Kenny Omega, uh, he it's understandable, but I don't understand how he's in the list. But okay, he's number 19. Drew McIntyre, 20. Moose is 21. Chris Jericho, 22. Jay White, 23. Will
Mm.
Osprey is 27.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look,
Uh,
yeah, because last year he was one. He was seventh last year. Now he's at 27. Like his career hasn't faltered. So I'm like, how do you go from
uh,
7 to 27 a year later?
yeah. And then Edge is 65.
What?
Yeah. AJ Styles 74.
Wow.
Um, who else is like a big one that kind of
Well, I understand that John Cena's not on the list because he hasn't really wrestled.
yeah,
Um, let me see. I have the top 10, but I don't have the top all 500. But yeah, that's. I mean, I love the fact that there's independent wrestlers too. I've noticed like like a lot of Chicago people were on the list, but like at the same
right.
time, like the top 10, I'm like, what? Seth Rollins basically carried WWE from us, and John Moxley carried AEW from us. Like what?
So that's what everybody's upset about. People have very mixed feelings about this. So gruesome, right? Jonathan Gruesome, Gruesome,
Yeah,
whatever. People are saying, how did he make it in the top 10? Because a lot of people said that they just heard of him. They barely heard of him this year until Ring of Super Card of Honor,
yeah.
and also what was the last Ring of Honor show? Death Before Dishonor, right?
Death for his honor. Yeah,
So and then that backlash after the match that Jonathan yelled at Tony Khan about losing, and the match, not about, I don't know about losing, but it was the how much time he had.
yeah. He had like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you're
10
like,
minute
what?
match, yeah. So and it was the opening show as well. So a lot of people were like, I don't even know how he made it to the top 10 because he barely wrestled on like mainstream kind of thing.
Yeah,
Big E, he only wrestled till before WrestleMania, right?
yeah. Till like
And
March or
yeah,
something.
until he hurt his neck. But he did had a good start of the year. Um Elijo de la who? The Viking guy.
Vikingo, Hijo de Vikingo. He's been the mega champ. He's a AAA mega champion. So
But the thing is,
yeah,
I heard more matches about Jonathan than I have heard about him. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I don't know
yeah,
how he made it to the top eight, but whatever. Brian Danielson, okay, that's fair. He has had great matches and he has been wrestling. I could
yeah.
name a few.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's wrestling. He wasn't WWE. No, wait, not this year. No,
No,
last year. So, but yeah, he has had great matches so
yeah.
far.
Um,
So, like,
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, it's fair because he hasn't had a lot of matches, but he had some great matches. Uh,
yeah,
Majority of his great matches were against Seth Rollins, but hey, I'm not gonna complain.
yeah.
Like the other, like last week, I went back and watched Hell in a Cell, and also went back to watch WrestleMania.
Oh, wow.
So not in that order, but Bobby Lashley, he's fair. Bobby Lashley is fair. Adam Page is fair. The one person I don't think is fair is CM Punk and Okada. Um, I think should they be in the top 10? Yes. I don't think they should be that high on the card. Um,
On the list.
on the list, yeah, because CM Punk, he only had a great feud with MJF. So it bothers me because it's like his great matches and his great feuds were against MJF, but yet he's not even in the top 10 or even in the
Yeah,
top
where's
20,
what?
right?
Where is he listed? Yeah, I
He's
don't.
number
I'm trying to look for his
16.
name. Oh, wow. Okay.
So he is in the top 20, but he's not even in the top 15, top 10, or something like that.
The fact that like about Adam Cole, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Jericho, and Josh Alexander not being even like close to the top 10, like they're in the top 20.
I think John Moxley should have been in the top 10. I think replace John Moxley, CM Punk with John Moxley.
Yeah,
And then with Okada, I will put him on the top 10. I will put him number 10. But taking the number 2 spot, I will put Seth Rollins.
yeah,
I'll be fine with Chris Jericho too.
yeah. Jericho.
But
These are the
Seth
guys
Rollins
that be carrying
deserves
the
it.
companies.
Yeah. Chris Jericho, but the thing with Chris Jericho in the past year, he's been everywhere. He's been in the opening show, main event. So that's what's great about him.
Yeah, he could
Um,
do all of
yeah.
it.
And then Roman Reigns, he
Yeah,
Roman Reigns.
he is
So
wrestling right now. He's carrying an entire sport, entire professional wrestling right now.
And he's honestly, even though he's part-time, I mean, he just started doing the whole part-time, but the beginning of the year, he was a full-time wrestler.
Yeah.
So he was on every show. I don't recall him wrestling in every show he was on. But he was on every show. He wrestled in every pay-per-view. So I mean, he does deserve the number one spot. I just think CM Punk shouldn't even be on the top 10. I
Yeah.
don't see it. Like I said, the only great match he had was against MJF. I mean, John Moxley deserves to be in the top 10. Matt Cardona, um, MJF, Seth Rollins. I'll give it to Adam Cole and Chris Jericho. So even Jay White, man, like Jay White was working everywhere.
Yeah, he was in the Indies. He was in AEW. He was on Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was everywhere. Oh man.
So, um, do you have your own top five, or is there somebody that you would like remove? Because for me, I will move CM Punk and Okada. I will replace them with John Moxley and Seth Rollins.
No, I would
So
agree to that
basically,
actually.
the Shields will be my top
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, I would say like first Roman, second Moxley, third Seth. Yeah, pretty much everybody the same you had. And then I would like move Okada to like I'll move Okada to like nine. Yeah, I'll move Okada to like eighth. Just move everybody up one after that. So move for maybe Roman, Moxley, Seth.
Oh, so
Um,
you give Moxley the number two then?
yeah,
Because
because they yeah
I'll
yeah.
give Seth Rollins number two.
I would only because I would give Moxley number two because he's actually has won a lot of matches. Seth hasn't
Mm.
really won matches, I think, at all
But
besides
are you
that
gonna go
recent win.
base? But here's the thing that I'm not just saying. Besides those two guys,
Yeah.
overall wrestlers, would you to give them and to put them in the top 10? Would you put them because what would make it to your top 10 then? Top matches, win matches, or matches that stole the show that you thought was the best? You know, like oh my god, that match was great.
I would say because I don't know how PWI does it. I don't know how they do their rankings. I don't know if they base it on matches, but I would base it. I'll have like a criteria. I would probably have how many matches they had, how many
Right,
if their matches were good. If they, I mean, you could wrestle 20 matches a year or whatever, 30 matches a year, and you suck at half of them. Oh, it's still, and also like see like their character development. Like if their character's good, like if you're a heel and people react to that, that's a good character to me. A good
right.
wrestler. If you're a good
Oh,
face and
Riddle.
people boo you,
Riddle's not
yeah,
even on
Riddle.
Riddle. I totally forgot about Riddle.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like so if you're a face, because they blur that line now. Now wrestlers are not 100% one of the. Well, Roman Reigns is 100% heel, but some wrestlers like one week they're like bad guys, and then a couple weeks later they're a good guy for some reason, and then they go back to a bad guy. I'm like,
Right.
so I would like if I were to make a list, let's say we do a list ourselves, right? Top 50 or top 100 wrestlers. I would want to do a list of like, this is the criteria we're basing the wrestlers on, because I don't even know what PWI. I know they've been around for so long, so I have a credibility thing, but I don't know what they base their rankings on. Like,
But
I
how will
don't see
you
that
do it
anywhere.
then?
I would base it on how many matches they had. I would, like a point system. I'll probably do a point system. Like it's max. If you get this many points, you're in the top 10, and if you get this many points, like it just, it's a whole. It'll be a whole complex thing. But I want to see, um, people actually watching what the program they're on. So if they're like, oh yeah, you're a top 10 guy, but like your show's not doing great, like, or you didn't bring a lot of, I don't know, eyes. I don't know. That's tough though. Like definitely top matches, great overall matches. You know, if people actually cheer them or boo them. So like if they're a heel, they're a heel. They're a face, they're a face. Championships.
I would go base on people who makes the most buzz.
Yeah.
And also matches because to be honest, win or lose, because it's like you know how we talked about Seth Rollins. I don't know if it was the last episode, 2 episodes ago, when we talked about Seth Rollins, and you asked me, I think it was for the fantasy booking,
Yeah.
when you asked me, I had Seth Rollins lose in my fantasy booking, and you asked them, oh, so you have him lose and continue the losing streak. And then my thing it's like, so say if we rate the fact that, oh, well, we can't put Seth Rollins on the top 10 because he lost the whole year and every pay-per-view and every match, it's like, yeah, but were they all three, 4-star matches, 5-star
Yeah.
matches?
I
You know
would
what I
have to
mean?
go. Yeah, I would have to start like, let's say if we did our own list, we start January 1st of next year because the year's almost over, and we go from there to December 31st of 2020. 2023. I would be like, okay, so Seth Rollins has been in 8 pay-per-view matches or whatever because he's lost 5 of them. Like,
Right.
okay, that's 3 out of 5 have been. He's 3 out of 5. That's like what a really bad percentage or something like that. Like, okay, his percentage of loss and wins has been like under. It's been under 37%. Like, okay, so he wouldn't be in my top 10 because yes, he brought people to he's had great feuds and stuff, but at the same time, he hasn't won. He's lost most of his matches throughout the year.
But
So I
that
don't know how they base
deserves but
that.
that deserves him to be at least in the top 10.
Yeah, just I don't. That's the thing. Like I don't know how they do the
Because
factors and
throughout
stuff.
this, we're in September.
Yeah,
So from January to September, the only names I heard was CM Punk, Roman Reigns, uh MJF,
John
Seth,
Moxley.
John Moxley, Seth. No, not. Oh yeah, you know what? Yes,
He's
because of Daniel Bryan and William Regal.
yeah.
Um, so I put those three together. Cody Rhodes, of course,
Hmm.
but Cody Rhodes was the big one that everybody was talking about for months until
Well,
WrestleMania.
do you factor the fact that he was injured at Hell in a Cell? Like I
Yeah,
think they base it off July of last year to June of this year.
yeah.
So
I
they
mean,
don't
yeah.
base it off.
I wouldn't say he'll be my top. He'll be number one,
Yeah,
but at least in the top 10 for sure.
yeah,
I would consider him to be in the top 10. Same with Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins had some great matches. He had some great feuds. His character that he plays, it's always different, but he plays the character very well. The entrance that he comes out, wearing a different gear.
yeah,
So it's like he's been on fire till this day, and he is going to continue being on fire,
yeah,
for the rest
yeah.
of the year.
Also factor in like who brings cheeks to the seats. Who actually wants like if that wrestler shows
Facts.
up by like Extreme Rules, right? Like this a wrestler that any show. I mean, I'm talking about not just like Extreme Rules. Let's say, does this wrestler bring people to want to watch the show? Like, do I want to watch Extreme Rules live on Peacock, whatever, WWE Network?
Right.
If this guy's on the show, like if he's on the show, you know what? I'm turning it off. Like, I'll just skip this match. Or like, I really want to watch this match. Like that. I don't know how they do it. Obviously, they probably have the writers. They probably have like a group of writers, and they agree to the list, and they go based off some point system. I don't know,
Mm.
but yeah, but I don't know.
So
Like, do I? There's a wrestler that would probably,
so the first issue for Pro Wrestling Illustrated, it was September 1979.
whew,
Yeah, that
so it's gonna
was
be this
40
year's
years
gonna
ago.
be
A little
on.
over 40 years.
Let's see, 43 years ago. Yeah, wow.
Mm.
We're having a factor at that point. Our parents are like they're in their 20s, dude. Early
So
20s.
to continue or move on, I got a little quick game for you.
Yeah.
Play this game with Jose. So now I don't recall playing this game with you. It's called This or That. So I'm gonna give you two wrestlers, and you're gonna pick, one or the other, and then I'm gonna continue with the list. All right.
Okay.
So this or that. Rey Mysterio or Edge?
Rey Mysterio. I think he
Ed,
did do this game.
we did.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't mind
Oh
doing it
yeah, yeah,
again
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah, we
I,
did. We did. All right, but let's continue. Eddie Guerrero or
yeah.
Rey Mysterio?
Eddie Guerrero.
Brian Cage or Christian Cage?
Christian Cage.
Lita or Trish Stratus?
Lita.
Batista or Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
Triple H or Ric Flair?
Triple H.
Brie Bella or Nikki Bella?
Nikki Bella.
Cody Rhodes or AJ Styles?
AJ Styles.
Here's the last one. Seth freaking Rollins or Roman Reigns, the tribal chief? Berber.
Seth Rollins.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice picks. Nice pick. So, what else to talk about?
um. Well, yeah. For PWI, I don't know. We should probably do our own list one day. That'd be kind of fire, right? Like
Yeah, I'm down.
I don't
But
know what we'll probably make it different. I don't know. We could do a Hispanic wrestlers maybe,
I'll be down for that.
like current
I
wrestlers
already
and
know your number one's gonna be Eddie Guerrero, anyways.
no, I'm talking about like current wrestlers. Like they have to be wrestling. Like that's more like that's like an all time. That's like a more of a legends list. I'm talking about like
I don't even
who's
know.
wrestling right
But
now.
Seth Rollins is Latino, right? So he's my
He's
number
Puerto
one.
Rican, I think. Yeah, he's Colby Lopez.
So,
Isn't his name Lopez? So
but there is another the sports. I forgot who the sports. I don't remember
Pedia or something.
sports something sports. I should have wrote it down. But anyways, they had a list of their own too, because Victory Road for Impact Wrestling. I should have, I am bad. I don't know why I don't write things down. Give me a
I get you.
minute. Victory Road, Impact Wrestling Victory Road. It's going to take place in September 23rd at the Skyway Studios. Pretty cool lineup, to be honest. There's Moose versus Sammy Callahan versus Steve Macklin and a three-way barbed wire massacre. This is going to be the fifth one, I believe, that takes place in Impact Wrestling. We also got Mike. This one caught me off guard. We got Mike Bailey versus Delirious. Delirious.
Yeah, delirious.
Do you remember him from Ring of Honor?
Oh yeah, he has like that mask, half
Yeah, the
mask. Like
green.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they just signed him and Joe Henry.
Oh, really? They
Impact's
signed
yeah,
him. I
yep. They
knew
signed
about
both of
Joe
them.
Henry, but congrats to Joe Henry for signing with Impact.
Yeah, and then
So,
delirious too. But I think delirious was more of a trainer, right? For a while,
no. Oh, for a while, I have no idea, but
he was training the Ring of Honor people when he was there. He was
yeah, when I was watching Ring of Honor, this is when Kevin Steen and Adam Cole were still there. Um, yeah, he was a trainer and a backstage producer,
yeah.
and
So
I
good.
think he only wrestled. I don't know if they ever did house shows, but he wrestled in dark matches.
uh
Basically, like he never wrestled on television. I think he wrestled once he became a producer, but it was like a quick feud or something like that. I think it was like a
yeah,
storyline from the past, and they just brought it back because that person was world champion or something, or a champion.
yeah.
I don't remember if that was with Jay Lethal or Adam Cole, or maybe somebody else. And then another match I'm pretty excited about is Heath, Josh Alexander, and Rich Swan versus Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. And then we got Mickey James versus Giselle Shaw. So, and then Killer Kelly versus Tasha Steele. So I'm excited for those three matches that I just mentioned. Well, four, actually five. The matches that I basically just announced. I'm really excited about that. Um, yeah, so that's gonna be something to look forward. The reason why I brought Victory Road um is because I forgot where I got this report. Sorry for stealing this report. They made a top 12 list from worst to best of Victory Road pay-per-views. So I'm gonna give you the years. The number 12 they put down as the worst Victory Road ever, and I do agree with them. It's the 2011 where the main event was Sting defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, okay,
So
yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
the only great match that took place, um, on that night was Matt Hardy versus AJ Styles. Yeah, right. Matt Hardy versus AJ Styles. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what was the other match.
Was it
Uh
Sports Illustrated or Sportskeeda?
Sports Center. No, it's not Sports Center. Uh
Was it ESPN?
I think Sportster, right?
The Sportster, yeah, I
The
think
sports the
Sportster.
Sportster.
Yeah, it's a lot of like R's.
Okay.
Sport. Yeah.
Okay. So
Anyways,
yeah, I'm pretty sure if that's the one, then that's it. Maybe
yeah.
that's why I'm getting confused. I'm like, okay. But anyways, yeah, so that was the only good match on that card. Matt Hardy versus AJ Styles. And the X Division match was the Ultimate X match was decent. It was good. It wasn't like crazy. But yeah, the best match of the card was AJ Styles versus Matt Hardy.
Mm,
Um I'll come back to that topic later. But
yeah.
number 11 is the Victory Road 2009. I definitely agree with that one as well.
Mm.
Uh 2009, the lineup. Now when you look back and you look at the lineup, you're like, this is gonna be a great pay-per-view. And once you watch it, the only great match, this is the match where Ric Flair comes out of retirement, the
Oh wow.
pay-per-view, to face Jay Lethal. So that match wasn't bad. It was decent, but it was just like, why would Ric Flair come out of retirement when they just had Slammiversary, the other pay-per-view?
Mm,
Or they could have had Ric Flair face Jay Lethal at Bound for Glory. So it was kind of weird that he faced them on a pay-per-view that's not even that, it's not a big pay-per-view for them.
yeah.
Even though it should be, since this was their first ever pay-per-view, but for some reason they don't treat it that way. So I mean, it's whatever. The Jay Lethal Ric Flair, it was a good match. I would give it like 3.5. But the best match of the card was the Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money. And that's the time where, it was for the vacated tag team champions, and the Motor City Machine Guns won their first ever TNA World Tag Team titles. And
Nice.
that's what lead them on to having that best of the 5 series matches.
Okay.
No, sorry, that was not number 9. That was 2010. Sorry, I got confused. 2009, the main event was Kurt Angle versus Mick Foley for the TNA World Heavyweight title. The best match on that card was Kevin Nash versus AJ Styles.
Mm,
I would give that like 3.5.
okay.
So yeah, sorry, I got confused with the years. So that was number 11. So number 10 was AJ Styles. Sorry, AJ Styles. That was 2006. So 2006, the best match of that card was Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles facing LAX. I think it was a 6 mixed tag team match. I believe that's what it was. Sorry, my notes are everywhere.
That's
Yeah, it
good.
was the mixed tag team match against the American Most Wanted. So that was the best match of the card. Yeah. There's so many lists. Okay, so number 9 was 2017. The main event was Eli Drake versus Johnny Impact. Number 8, it was 2010. Number 7 was 2019. 6, 2007. Number 5 was 2020. Number 4 was 2012, which was a really good Victory Road. Definitely top last the year before.
Yeah.
Number 3 was 2021. I feel like 3 and 4 should have flipped. This is the one where it was Christian Cage as Impact World Champion. He faced Ace Austin. I feel like those two should have switch. Number 2 was 2008, and I believe this one should have been number 1, the 2008. Number 1 was the first ever Victory Road, 2004, where the main event was Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and it was in a
Nice.
ladder match. And
Nice.
yeah, so I feel like that should have been the whole card was fire. Don't get me wrong. So I do believe I understand why it was number 1. Every card on that match pay-per-view was fire. It was great. I just personally think the 2008 should have been 1, but it's not my list.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to get that full list, go to the Sportster. Check out the list on their website and their
Sorry for
social
botching
media.
your guy's name.
Look, it's all right. Oh, before you continue, I think we didn't mention it, but yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at New Entry Wrestling Pod, on Twitch, no, Twitter at New Entry WP. Check out our Teespring store for some shirts. Check out Pro Wrestling Tees for shirts.
Oh
Check
yeah,
us
I'm
out
wearing
on.
the shirt.
He's wearing a shirt.
Yeah. I also got this shirt. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees, baby.
That's a nice
Let's
shirt.
go.
Yeah,
Oh, where'd it go? There you
that's
go.
it.
Yeah.
And make sure to check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Radio Public. And yeah, if you haven't already, follow us and like us on YouTube, subscribe, and share at New Entry Wrestling Podcast.
GGG. Game, I hope
Yep.
I guess we played before. I really don't remember. uh so it's called King of the Ladder. Did we play this one? So
I don't
basically
remember hearing this one.
I'm gonna give you 2 names,
Hmm.
and you're gonna pick one of them, and the one that you pick is gonna basically move on to the next level of the ladder, and it's gonna face somebody else, and then you gotta so
Mm.
on and so on. So every person you pick moves on until we finish the list, and whoever is the last man standing is king of the ladder. So
Hmm.
yes, so give me 1 second. Let me pull up the list. Alrighty, so I got it right here. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, King of the Ladder, The Miz or AJ Styles?
AJ Styles.
Okay. AJ Styles or Drew McIntyre?
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, really? Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre or Kenny Omega?
Drew McIntyre.
Wow. Damn. All right, cool. Drew McIntyre is 2-0 right now. Drew McIntyre or Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens.
Wow, seriously? That quick? So
Yep.
you picked Drew McIntyre over AJ Styles and Kenny Omega, but when it comes to Kevin Owens, you picked
Yeah.
Kevin Owens. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Was not expecting that one. I'm not mad. I am shocked though. So Kevin Owens or Brock Lesnar?
Kevin Owens.
This one's gonna be an easy one. Kevin Owens or Happy Corbin?
Oh, Kevin Owens.
uh Kevin Owens or The Undertaker?
Ooh, Undertaker.
Okay, okay. For a second you said The Undertaker, but I picture Kevin Owens. The Undertaker or Logan Paul?
Undertaker.
The Undertaker or Johnny Gargano?
Undertaker.
The Undertaker or Roman Reigns?
Let's see.
Two big dogs.
I say Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Oh, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin or Ric Flair?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold or Edge?
Stone Cold.
This is the last one, so think about it. Stone Cold Steve Austin or Eddie Guerrero?
I like both a lot. I say the girl. Come on, you know.
Eddie Guerrero is your king of the ladder for this time or this match, whatever.
Yeah.
So
That was
Um,
fun.
yeah.
That was kind of
So your top picks were Drew McIntyre, Kevin
Kevin
Owens,
Owens
The Undertaker,
and
and
Stone
then
Cold.
Stone Cold was your top pick, and then Eddie Guerrero is the last man standing.
That's
Um,
cool.
Pretty impressive. Next time, I'm gonna start off with if I could remember, I'm gonna start off with Eddie Guerrero next time.
Ooh,
So
that's good.
let's see. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. Every time whoever is the king of the ladder is gonna start off first for the next game.
Make a championship.
Yeah, let's see.
Just put
Yeah,
on 2K community creation. Just make a belt.
yeah. Give a fake belt to that person to see who how long they made the list.
Yeah.
But speaking about Logan Paul versus Roman freaking Reigns. I know he
Wow.
doesn't have the freaking part, but the Travis Chief, the head of the table, is going to go against Logan Paul and Crown Jewels. What's your thoughts on that?
Money grab. It's a money grab. You know
Is
Roman
it?
Reigns is
I
gonna.
mean,
You know Roman Reigns is gonna. Roman Reigns is gonna win that match. Just like
well, of
because I
course,
think the Saudi government or something they want like big celebrities and they know obviously they probably know Logan Paul more than like any other rest anybody else besides
right?
they still thought like Andre the Giant was alive and Yokozuna was alive, you know. So
Yeah,
they probably figured it out eventually. But like I think Logan Paul is just is already a well-known celebrity outside of wrestling that I'm sure they'll do really well. Just I don't know how the match will flow. Is it gonna
that's
be a
what
squash
see
match?
that's going to be my thing because he had a great match with the Miz at SummerSlam. Now with Roman Reigns, is it going to be a squash match? Because see, that's the challenge. Because Logan Paul had a great match with the Miz, but going against Roman Reigns now, I would love to see a great match. But then wouldn't they make Roman Reigns look kind of weak?
I mean, Logan Paul made Miz look kind of strong. He, Miz wasn't getting beat up.
But they're about the same height. They got the same body type,
I mean,
you
he is a
know.
boxer too, so he could legitimately knock
Okay,
out
but
Roman
he's
Reigns.
not known. He's not known for that. Let's
Well,
okay.
he got some wins under his belt, man. If you're gonna,
No,
I
I
mean,
thought he lost.
he has some wins. I mean, he's lost a couple fights, but he's won a couple too.
I don't
Him and
think
his
so.
brother. No, I'm sure he's won at least like
I
at
think you're
least
thinking about the brother
the
Jake Paul.
brother.
Yeah, I don't think Logan Paul ever won a match.
I think he beat somebody. I forgot who it was. It was like a really well-known like fighter. I was saying
What?
like he's legitimately trained for boxing. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Logan Paul's
No, he
boxing
only had
record.
one fight and
Oh,
he
one fight.
lost. Yeah,
Oh, to
KSI.
okay. So yeah. Okay, I am thinking about the brother then.
Oh
But just the
no,
fact that
Oh no, he had 3 fights.
no.
Yeah, he had 2 fights with KSI, and then one with Mayweather. But it was an expedition match.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means, but
I mean, it's still to be in a boxing ring. You still have to at least know what you're doing with not get killed in the ring.
so
So
yeah, okay, so he has 3 different records. So for amateur, it was his first. No, was it his first fight? Yeah, it was his first fight. Was against KSI. It was a draw. The expedition match was this is his third fight, was against Floyd Mayweather. It was a draw, a no decision. I thought Floyd won that fight, but whatever. And then his professional fight is against KSI. This was a rematch, and KSI did win by the 6th round. Doesn't
well,
say how he won.
yeah.
So, but he won.
Still the fact that he went no decision with Floyd Mayweather, that's a whole like, whoa,
He what's it called? He knocked him out in the
what?
fight. He got him, and then Logan was falling forward, and Floyd caught him and basically started like dancing with him.
Oh my god.
So, but hey, I
Wow.
mean, apparently Logan Paul didn't even get paid for that fight.
Damn. I would have been pissed.
So, yeah, I would too.
Now wait, who had a better WrestleMania moment, Floyd Mayweather or Logan Paul?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Floyd. I'm gonna go with Floyd versus the Big Show, WrestleMania 24.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because that match was very big, and then at that time it looked like it was gonna main event the show. People were saying don't be surprised if it main event because at that Floyd he was a big star at that time, huge star.
Yeah.
So uh, yeah, and that match was really good, and I was glad they made it a no disqualification match.
Yeah, because of the brass knuckles. Imagine that.
Yeah,
Dude, that
because
would
they
have killed
yeah.
somebody. You would have
So
killed him for real. You'd actually like full swing at him, like a full
boom.
with brass knuckles. Whoo,
He
man.
probably did take it like he probably took it. It was probably a shoot.
Yeah.
So, but Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. Um, do you think one should it open the show or close the show? And two,
Not main
depending on
event.
so let's just say, regardless of where you decide to put it, if you decide to put it, wish I can't really know how to say it, but like for me, if it was gonna main event the show, I want a wrestling match then.
Hmm.
I want 10 to 15-minute bout. I want Logan Paul to have a great, you know, I want Logan Paul to look good in the match. And same with Roman Reigns. Obviously with Roman Reigns winning. If it's gonna be a squash match, like treat Logan Paul as a joke, then have it be an opening match. Because I'm not gonna wait because it's gonna be a 4-hour pay-per-view or a
Yeah.
special live event. I'm not gonna wait 4 hours just for a 3-minute match because that's what we
Yeah.
got with the
Well,
Fiend versus Goldberg.
yeah. The thing is, I think that I'm thinking you still want to make the champion look strong, but I don't think it should main event. The thing is, WWE. I don't. If I was WWE, I don't know if they will. I will make a women's match the main event just to mess with because Saudi law, women can't like do certain things. They can't drive. They
Right.
can't go anywhere without a man. Like things like that. So I would put a women's match as a main event for the crown jewel and
What
make
will you
the.
main event?
I don't know. I would have Bianca Belair defend her title against Bailey or make someone return. I don't know.
Interesting.
Or Sasha Banks if she comes back. I don't know if she's actually coming back or not. They say she is, but then they say she's like doing her modeling thing. So I don't know. But obviously, I would want a women's main event and then put the Roman's Reign match like right before that.
Well, for
So
me,
it would be the focus of the
yeah,
show. It'd be like, okay, we're gonna see first. I think that wait, was there a woman? Yeah, no woman has main evented the crown jewel, right? Women's match.
no,
They were
no,
involved, but they had to like wear the
yeah.
sleeves all the way up to their. Obviously, I understand that it's religious purposes they do that. But I would have a women's main event, like Bianca Belair versus Bailey, or Bianca Belair versus Bailey versus
See, I
you
agree with
know,
you. I do agree with you about the whole a woman should main event.
yeah.
Uh, but Belair versus Bailey at Crown Jewels in the main event, that part I do not agree.
I know. I'm
Now
just
I would agree with Becky if the feud was continuing, but
she
other
turned
than that,
face. I think.
yeah, no, but that's not said. Like if the
Yeah,
feud was still going on,
yeah.
but I would actually put uh again if the feud is gonna continue, I would do Seth Rollins versus Riddle in a Hell in a Cell match.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
way, what's his name? Riddle, not Riddle,
Seth.
Seth Rollins could have three back to back great Hell in a Cell matches because he had one
Yeah.
last year with Edge, and then he had one this year with Seth Rollins. With Cody Rhodes. So I'm pretty sure he'll have another one with Riddle.
Yeah.
So and plus a good way to end the feud. I feel like they should continue the feud, but it looks
Yeah.
like the direction they're heading is gonna be Seth Rollins gonna have a feud with Bobby Lashley,
Yeah.
and then Riddle's gonna have a feud with Judgment Day.
Hmm.
But was it last week on Raw? Riddle, no, Seth Rollins attacked Riddle. So there's a chance Riddle may screw um Seth Rollins over the United States Championship. There is rumors that Seth Rollins is going to be the new leader of Judgment Day, and also Bray Wyatt. That
Hmm.
there's rumors that Bray Wyatt is coming back to WWE to be the leader of Judgment Day. Thoughts on that?
Seems interesting. I mean, it fits. I mean, isn't it Judgment Day supposed to be in supernatural group? That's what they
No,
portrayed Bray Wyatt
no.
as.
Well,
No,
with Triple H taking over, you
no, they
know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Originally, it was supposed to be a supernatural group, and Edge didn't want that,
that's why he
so they got
left.
they, yeah,
Yeah,
so they got rid of them. And then now they're more like they're just like bad guys, I guess, just to
yeah.
destroy people.
And
Yeah, so
I do like they have Dominic in the group now,
yeah,
because they have a future star to build. Because Finn Balor, he is even though he's done it almost he's done a lot for the company. He accomplished a lot, but he still has a lot more to accomplish. But Finn Balor is basically the veteran in the group, but he's also the current and the future, because he has a new gimmick and all that stuff. So he has, you know, a lot of stuff to accomplish as well.
yeah,
Damian Priest, he is a current and also a future star later on. And then Dominic he's not a current
boy.
star right now, but he is a future star.
Mm.
So it's a good thing have him join the group. And then Rhea Ripley again, she's accomplished a lot, but she's still a current star right now and a future star as well. So they do need somebody. I feel like Ed should go back being the Judgment Day leader. I mean, I feel like they could find a way to bring him back as the leader, because
Yeah,
Edge needs to be a leader. And then,
he's injured. He got injured.
is he injured again?
Yeah, I think storyline, but I don't know. Maybe storyline.
Mm,
Maybe to like, cause he has like a part-time contract too, so he gets injured to get write him off for a couple months.
oh, but and
And Crown
then
Jewel's not until November, anyways. I think so. We have a lot of wrestling between then. We never know what happens in November.
that's true.
Yeah.
Thoughts about Rey Mysterio and Dominic? Do you think the feud with I'm also including Edge? Do you think the feud should continue? Because I feel like if anybody's gonna be written off TV, I feel like it should be Rey Mysterio, just because of Dominic. I feel like Edge
Mm.
should continue the feud with Judgment Day until Extreme Rules or even Crown Jewels, but I prefer Extreme Rules. That way, Edge could either continue to Crown Jewels, or he could just take time off after that and then come back for Crown Jewels. Because I think Crown Jewels is still it's in November, right? The first
The
week or
fifth.
two.
The
Okay,
fifth of
so
November.
the first week of November then.
Remember the 5th of November.
So
Ooh.
damn.
That's like beef for vendetta stuff right there.
So that's why I feel like Edge should just end the feud with Judgment Day. But where would he go from there then?
I don't know. Be that like, well, he says he's gonna probably retire next year, so probably do like a retirement tour for
No, it's too
WWE.
early for that. I mean, Mickey James is doing that.
Yeah,
Mickey James. I gotta go see her again
yeah,
before she actually retires. But
yeah.
she's gonna retire, hopefully winning the Impact Knockouts Championship. But
Nice.
who would be champion? Who would be champion? Where do you
Um,
think? When do you think her retirement match is gonna take place? I think it's gonna take place at Hard to Kill next year.
or Bound for Glory next year. No, that's too far out, is it?
I mean, I would recommend that to her, but just because we get one more year of her
Yeah.
wrestling, a full year, not like 3 or 4 months, because
I was. Yeah.
right now, Jordan Grace is defending her Knockouts championship this year's at Bound for Glory.
Uh,
So
I
I don't
would say
remember
she
who.
should retire at the Royal Rumble.
The pay-per-view?
Yeah. Like she'll show up at the match and be like, you know what, I'm done.
No, she
I don't
wants to
know.
retire as champion.
Oh, she
She wants
does?
to
Oh.
retire at Impact Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how
I'm saying
hardcore
I'm
she
saying she
is.
I'm saying she could still wrestle, go be at the Royal Rumble, and then retire with Impact at like Sacrifice or something,
Oh,
or
like show up one more match
yeah,
at
one more
the
time at the Royal Rumble.
dude. You know what? I totally forgot she made a debut at uh at the Royal Rumble as the knockout champion.
Yeah, that's why
I
I was like,
totally
ooh,
forgot about that, man.
wow. She's
I
even in WWE 2K22. She's like a
I
playable
think
character. I'm like, what?
I think it's because of Ronda Rousey won that match,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
why.
like whatever, it's like okay, she didn't need to win. And then same thing with Brock Lesnar, he won the Royal Rumble, and but
Pretty much
sometimes
part
you
timers. Pretty much for China's women winning the
is
Royal Rumble
Ronda a
now.
part timer because she's been on
Yeah, she.
SmackDown
I think she's a
lately.
full timer. Yeah, but
Yeah,
knowing them, they'll write her off eventually with an injury for like a few months, and she'll come back
yeah.
like in.
Because some people have a contract where it's like if they sign like a 3-year deal, sometimes the first 2 years is like full time, and then the third year is like part time.
Yeah, so she might like wrestle until like Survivor Series, and then do a kayfabe injury and not wrestle until day one or Royal
Yeah,
Rumble.
day one again. Is it gonna be in Georgia again?
Atlanta. Yep.
So okay, that's cool. Actually, I'm not hating. The first time I heard about day one, I thought it was kind of stupid. I was mad because they canceled TLC. We were supposed to go to that because it was going to
Oh
be in the
yeah.
Allstays Arena, so we were kind of
Oh
pissed
man.
about that.
Yeah, like
But
December show in
yeah,
Chicago, and I'm in fire, but nope.
and a TLC too, so it would have been awesome. Maybe
Never been to
because
TLC.
yeah,
I've been to
um,
Hell in a Cell. I've been to Money in the Bank. I've been to Extreme Rules. I've been to WrestleMania. Yeah,
WrestleMania I haven't gone.
Royal Rumble I'm
Oh,
supposed to go.
I am going for sure. WrestleMania 40, Philadelphia.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
going
down
to
for
that.
that. I'm going. I'm
I'm
down
going.
too.
I'm
We're
going to.
going live. We're gonna be
I'm
live.
going. Yeah,
I
because
want to go see a
LA.
show at the ECW arena. Like I want to go
Yeah,
like if they're like if some company has a show like on that Friday night at the ECW arena or 23 whatever it's called now 2300 arena, I'll go to that show. I'm like I want to be
yeah.
in that stadium. I want to be in
My
ECW arena.
my friend, shout out to Junior Hose Jesus. I forgot his real name. I've been
Don't
calling
call
him.
it.
But anyways,
Don't give him his government name. Don't give him out his
that's
government
true.
name.
I don't even know if that's his government name either.
I don't
But
know.
anyways, like this guy has like five names, and I always forget which one's your real name. But anyways, shout out to Junior. He lives like an hour away from that stadium that there is WrestleMania 40 is gonna take place. So that's gonna be pretty
Nice.
cool. So I'll be able to go see him. So that's why as soon as I found out, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like doing my research. I was like, oh bro, you live an hour away. I'm gonna go see you. He was like,
Dude,
oh, for real, you're gonna come see me? Why so long? Because WrestleMania. It's like, oh, so you're not coming. You're here for WrestleMania. You're just gonna happen to see me because I just happen to be here. I was
but
like, I was more of like trying to see if I could use your place, and so instead I don't have to get a hotel. He's like, wow, bro, like, wow. I just had a new kid. You ain't even gonna see my new kid either. And I was like, congrats. Nah, I'm playing.
yeah, no,
Kind of.
I was gonna because I was gonna go to Los Angeles, but I'm not a fan of Los Angeles. So I was gonna go to this upcoming WrestleMania. I'm like, nah, Philadelphia sounds. I never been to Philadelphia. Be kind of cool to go, and especially like
Yeah.
we have an excuse to like watch. I'll just go to the arena. I don't have to go to the ECW arena. I was like, oh my god, it's for WCW. You know, I mean, like it's like a because I'm a history major. So for me, anything with history, like historical sites or something, I'll be like, this is where ECW was. Oh my god,
See,
you
and
know.
that's why I'm like I'm 100. The only problem is the tickets. I'm just if I have a opportunity to get great tickets, obviously I'm gonna take the chance. That's take that chance.
Yeah,
But I'm just gonna buy whatever. Like I don't
yeah.
even care because with Philadelphia, I always wanted, like you just said earlier, me going to California. It's whatever to me. Like I had so many opportunities to go with friends and family over there. It just never like I don't
Pans
want to
out.
go. Yeah, I don't want to go because if I really wanted to go, guess what? I would go.
Then they're bringing back Takeover, so that Saturday might be no WrestleMania is 2 nights, so Takeover might be that Friday night. So imagine Takeover in
Yeah,
Philadelphia because they're bringing it back because now NXT is moving back to black and gold, so more no more 2.0. I liked it, but it was kind of cheesy sometimes, like
I was
like
getting into it. It was funny. I
yeah,
started finally getting into it. And
yeah.
then I was just like, oh, you guys are going. People are saying they're going back to the gold, black and gold, but
It's gonna be a mix. It's gonna be like a hybrid. So it's gonna be like
yeah,
they still want to build stars because that's what you want. You don't want to just take like but they still want to have indie stars which have experience.
right.
Because no offense to like Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes, they're great, but they're still greener than like if you were to sign a guy that was like in the indies for 5, 10 years, 5, 6 years.
But the thing is, Triple H explained the reason why they don't want to continue having too many indie
Indie.
guys, because when they come in through the door, they tell them you need to wrestle in this certain style. They say no, and they're like, okay, well, either two things: we're either gonna release you, or three things: either we're gonna release you, or we're not gonna use you as much, or they're just gonna they're gonna let you do whatever you want, and then but it's gonna be within like a certain, like, well, you got 5 minutes on,
Okay.
you know what I mean, like time frame where it's like you,
Yeah.
because you know there's a lot of indie guys, they go out there and they're wrestling for 20-30 minutes, and then
Or
once
more.
they, yeah, and once they come to WWE, it's like you're not gonna do that. You need to
Yeah.
have a decent, good, or great match within like that time period they give you.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey, once you're in the ring, bell to bell, we want a 10-minute match. No, it's like, hey, you guys have 20-minute TV time. That's including your entrance, that's including, the bell to bell, and even the after bell. So it's like, that's how much time, and use it. So even when you look at it, you're like, oh, we got 20 minutes, but it's like, damn,
You got like
uh,
10.
we
5 entrance,
technically,
five
yeah,
exit.
yeah, and it's like, damn, plus the match, and it's like that only gives you 10-12 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I want to see what's gonna change, but they're not gonna have that like. I mean, yeah, like you said, I watched every episode of 2.0, like since last year to this year. Like I watched every episode
I
pretty
can't believe it's
much.
already been a year.
I know that's crazy.
That's the crazy part to me.
So they're bringing back takeovers. So now it's gonna be. I mean, they're still gonna have like how like Halloween Havoc's gonna be NXT Takeover Halloween Havoc, NXT Takeover War Games. They just add Takeover in there, and so like they still have pay-per-views. They
I
had Grand
think
Metro
I think
Bash.
war games should go to WWE.
Oh wow, yeah, like some
I think take away. Well, here I was gonna ask you this.
yeah,
Um, if WWE take brings war games,
yeah.
would you want them to either eliminate a pay-per-view like Elimination Chamber or Survivor Series or any other pay-per-view, or do you think they should add it um to like the pay-per-view, like add it to the Survivor Series?
I would, because I mean, people are not a fan anymore of like the gimmick pay-per-views. Like TLC, they're not gonna probably do another one. They're probably just make it into a match now.
See, I like Survivor Series, but we
Well, that's
don't get
classic
Survivor
though.
Series though.
Well, you gotta cancel. You can't cancel. You can't just cancel like one of the big four. I wouldn't
Right.
cancel Survivor Series because it's big four or SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. Keep Money in the Bank because it's still right now. It still has value.
Right.
Hell in a Cell. I mean, they already had a Hell in a Cell match. I think at a non-Hell in a
I
Cell,
think
right?
this Hell in the Cell pay-per-view
Was
that's
the
this
last
past year, me personally, is the best one to say goodbye
today. Yeah,
to end it.
they ended there, or to get rid of the Saudi Arabia ones. They don't really want to go anyways. They kind of have to because of the all the money that Saudi Arabia gave
But
them.
they got Crown Jewels, and then they have another
Super
one,
Showdown.
Super Showdown, and then
Yeah,
but last year's was Elimination Chamber.
yeah. That's why I was like,
So
I don't
instead
know.
of Super Showdown, it was Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. I was saying
So
like they still obviously I think it's like 5-year contract or 10-year
it's
contract.
a
So you have to
10-year
keep
contract. Yeah.
10-year. Well, it depends if like they could always I think they could void it after a certain time or something. After like but they get so much money from it. Like they say they make more money off the crown jewel, like the government, the Saudi government giving them money than they do making at WrestleMania.
Right.
So they make a lot more money. So I would say if they wasn't for that, I would get rid of the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views.
Although
I would keep Crown Jewel, but I mean, like, I would want them to do like that, like not every pay-per-view be in the U.S. Like, obviously, Clash of the Castle, I think they should bring back next year.
mhm,
Keep Crown Jewel. Only have one pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, one pay-per-view in the UK, and then do one in Latin
Mexico.
America, Mexico, or do one in Japan, or do one in. I don't know about Japan. I don't think maybe they might do really well in Japan.
I mean,
or do
they go over there for house
yeah,
shows and
yeah.
television,
But a
but yeah,
pay per view like
they should
Clash of the
go over there
Castle
for a
was
pay
like
per view.
the UK crowd was amazing. Like I wish I was there. I'm like, man, that would have been awesome to be
No,
there.
it
You'd be
was
singing the
amazing.
so that made the show even better. So I would say I would get rid of one of the gimmick pay per views. I would
Mhm.
get, but then War Games is a gimmick pay per view too because that's all based around. Yeah, so I would probably have it included in like Survivor Series, but I'll have it worth like something like if you win a Survivor Series, your team has automatic top five at Royal Rumble. So you're 20. So if it's 5 on 5, you're or 3 on 3 or 4 on 4 War Games. What is it? 4 on 4 or five on
I
five?
think it's 4-4.
So those four
Survivor
guys.
Series is
Yeah.
usually 5.
Okay. So I would say use the War Games match as a Survivor Series match and use that. Who the four guys that win, they have automatically they have a better lottery draw at the Royal Rumble.
But
So they're
that's too
20.
far of a gap, no? I mean, it is
Well,
2 months.
there's no December pay per view. Only they put
So,
a date. Only they put a December pay per view in there, which you can make it War Games. You can because they
yeah,
Armageddon. Traditionally, it was Armageddon and TLC the last 10 years, right? For
right.
December. So I would say if they had to add War Games, either make it a Survivor Series and make it worth really well, make it worth a lot for it to the Royal Rumble, or save for December and it builds a storyline to day one and then the Royal Rumble.
Hmm,
And those four could like I don't know. I don't
interesting.
know. So I would
I would replace it with
or get rid of Extreme Rules. I
no, I
mean,
would replace it with well, see, here's the thing, because we got day one, we got the Royal Rumble. So I would get rid of day one. Keep obviously keep the Royal Rumble. I would
oh
probably
yeah.
put War Games between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
So like Elimination Chamber. Pretty much get rid of the Elimination Chamber.
Basically, yeah.
Make it more
Or
special.
well,
Like
in
make the chamber.
Fastlane, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the hard part. Because would you
That's
really
what
want
she
to put
said.
your
But
would you really want to put your wrestlers through the War Games before WrestleMania? Injury could
I
go
wouldn't. Well, no,
or
because
keep
I
it.
would do it in February then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, because then if let's say WrestleMania is in April, then it's like okay, well March you have Fastlane, so yeah, it's not too bad, and it keeps the storyline fresh,
Yeah.
feuds because it's like
Or keep it at NXT. I don't know. At this point, I might
I
need to
think
just
you
keep
could
it.
keep it at NXT as well because they do need a big pay per view and war games. But I'm just saying, if I was able
Yeah.
to bring it to the main roster or whatever, the war
Yeah.
games, I will put it between WrestleMania and or the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania,
Yeah.
just because it's a perfect fit right there.
Because
And
I do
even
like the NXT. I do like the NXT pay per view because they're all pretty much WCW or EC. I forgot that Heatwave was a ECW pay per view and NXT used it. I was like, what? I was
oh
surprised.
yeah, oh you didn't
Yeah,
knew that.
I
Oh,
didn't know until
I
like
didn't knew it
wait
was a
NXT Heatwave like
reference. Yeah,
yeah Heatwave was a NXT or ECW pay per view. So I'm like oh they
yeah,
used Living Dangerous because they use In Your House. They used Heatwave. They used Great American Bash. They
yeah.
use what else was there?
War games,
Halloween
obviously.
Havoc,
Halloween
War
Havoc.
Games. They're all like ECW, WCW pay per view. So I'm loving the fact they're actually using like those classic. And then Send delivers a new one for them. But like I wish they had. What if they bring back like Living Dangerously? They bring back what's the other pay per
Oh
view?
yeah,
Cyber. Oh, they might bring back Cyber Sunday. That'd be fire.
that actually would be pretty cool.
Yeah, now it's like more. I think it was
Oh,
a good
Taboo.
concept.
All right, it's NXT on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, Taboo
Taboo
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Taboo Tuesday,
they wait.
baby.
The most recent episode of NXT, they had like a poll, but they didn't make it like a big deal. Like, oh yeah, Carmelo Hayes versus Solo Sikoa. He wasn't
Right.
on he just showed up. Um, but yeah, I mean, a lot of wrestling, bro.
A lot.
NXT's changing, and you know, we have all these pay per views coming up, and then the fallout with AEW, like
Glad you
they
brought that
unsus
up.
they unsuspended like all the producers because they didn't really fight. They only got suspended because they were at the fight and they wanted to like clear their name before they let them back. And then they
But
only
CM Punk
suspended
did
like the
punch
actual fighter.
somebody though.
Oh no, but I mean they unsuspended Pat Buck, Christopher Daniels, Michael Nakazawa, and Brandon
Oh,
Cutler.
or
So they
maybe I don't, or maybe the suspension was just a temporary thing. Maybe it was just
yeah
like a
it
week or
was
two.
temporary. It was temporary
Yeah,
just to like investigate, like, okay, did they actually throw a punch? And I think they found out they didn't throw a punch. They just were there to hold the CM Punk and the
Yeah,
Bucks and Omega.
because
So the
exactly.
only ones that actually punched each other or fought each other was Ace Steel, CM Punk, the Bucks, the Young Bucks, and Omega. They're the ones that actually started swinging at each other and throwing chairs and all that. But the rest of them were just like if you and me broke up a fight, right? And we got suspended for that. Like, what? I have end the fight. you know,
Yeah,
like what, dude?
I almost got suspended because I was breaking up a fight, and I was just like, okay, um, but yeah, no, MJF. So now MJF is having a feud with John Moxley. And
Ooh,
then we got John Moxley this coming Wednesday, Grand Slam, right?
I
It's
think
going to
so.
be John Moxley versus Brian Danielson. No, yeah, right, Brian
Yeah, Brian
Danielson.
Danielson. Yep.
For the AEW World Champion, official World Champion, not inter, right? I
Yeah, no
don't.
more interim. I didn't
Okay,
like that. I don't like that.
but Tony Storm is still inter champion, right?
Yeah, because
Which
Thunder
is
Rosa's still out.
yeah, which is dumb. And Thunder Rosa asked for her release. Apparently, it was granted. Do you know if that's true or not?
No, no, I don't believe that until I see they
Mm.
actually released her. But yeah, I mean, I look at the dirt sheets, but I don't really be like, like I don't like reporting it unless it's actually like legitimate. If she shows up on NWA or she shows up on, she says it herself,
I
I
mean,
believe it.
even when
But
she was under contract with AEW, she was still showing up at Impact,
yeah,
NWA, Warrior Wrestling.
yeah,
Until when she won the AEW Women's Championship when she
yeah,
started taking other bookings.
yeah. I wouldn't believe that she got a release unless she actually like said it herself, or they actually posted it somewhere, like for real, like the company itself. But in the meantime, it's just speculation. Like she
Yeah,
might have not really asked for it. We just some guy
I'm
just
pretty sure she asked for her release. But the rumor is, like I said, that her release was granted, but there's no official saying that it is true. But that
yeah.
is the rumor going on.
Or is it like Malachi Black where it's like conditional, like
Same
he's
thing
released?
too. No, I really don't know. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
I get you.
So, but it looks like we're running out of time. So before we leave, ever let them know about our shop and where else they could find those baby.
Yeah, guys, before we go, make sure to check us out on teespring.com for cool merch, pro wrestling tees for cool
Hey,
merch right there, like that shirt. Get yours, post it on social media, tag us.
hey,
We'll give you a shout out. Yeah, there you go. And then follow us on Instagram and TikTok at New Entry Wrestling Pod. Follow us on Twitter at New Entry WP. Also check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Radio Public. If you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on our YouTube channel at New Entry Wrestling Podcast.
before we leave, we have a future episode. Ever interview? You want to let who you interview?
Yeah, I interviewed Chris Miller. He works at Pro Wrestling Insurance. We talked about what wrestling and pro wrestling and insurance and how they should be very important, especially how dangerous wrestling is. People get injured all the time. So we talked, and yeah, we'll post that. We'll post that. We'll post it on YouTube. We'll post some shorts, and yeah,
That video will come out either Wednesday or Thursday. We're not sure
yeah,
yet.
yeah, that's sure.
Most likely Wednesday. But all right, listeners. Ever take us
All
home.
right, this will be this for this episode. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo doo doo.
Yay!